Today we're going to show you some tricks to give you more enjoyable and accurate shooting with your single pumps like this Boy Scout, the 2840, which it looks just like this except it's in camo, and then the Daisy 35, which is identical. So they're all identical twins on the outside. The Daisy 35 is just special because it's got one special piece of chamber seal. So you have a multi-pump. But let's go over the single pumps first. Okay, first of all, I love the Marksman BBs in this platform, in the Daisy barrels. Okay, just speaking about Daisy here, they're fast and hard-hitting. They're hard-hitting and accurate. It's the main things, hard-hitting and accurate. Okay, so what people don't understand is that the Daisy engineers wanted to make sure you had some slack here, so they say just 50 BBs. You actually can get 60 in here. But to get that bonus 10, you got to just take some time. You can't crush BBs in there or it won't work right. And so you count out in groups of 10. So you go 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, and 10. You do 6 groups like that, and you know how many BBs you have, and you put them in there. Now, I really enjoy having these Marksman BBs in my gun, and I really enjoy shooting them in the pump guns, especially the single pumps actually, but the multi-pumps look good. We'll get to that. Okay, so I have 60 Marksmans in there, but I want to shoot a pellet for just a little bit more accuracy. The Marksmans can hit the bottom of a pop can or the side of a pop can at 20 yards, and you can kick it around pretty good, pretty well, and it's no problem. They're very good BBs. So I like the Marksmans, and I want to keep them in my gun, but if I want to get bottle cap accuracy at about 15 yards, okay, I figured out that I can, if you're careful, just carefully cock this, okay? So you get good at listening and put enough pressure, and then you see that magnet. Do you see that? Here, let's take a close look at that. You see that magnet. Okay, hold on. Ooh, let me come out a little bit. Okay, you see that magnet there, and okay, and then you come back just a little bit more. There you go, just a little bit more without engaging a BB. And then if you look, you'll see that's a beautiful shot of that Marksman. It's a nice gold on silver, but it's on the side of the magnet, not in front of it. And so from that position right there, I can load my favorite pellet for this gun. There's actually two. It's the two brothers here, or brother and sister. But okay, so there we got two family members. So they're both Excite pellets. One's Econ, one's Planking. This is in 22, but you can get it in 17 also. This is for my 1322. So Planking and Econs, and they're both lightweight, around 7 grains. And the thing is, they're only $5 for 500, and everybody who's tried them really likes them, especially in the single pumps. They're a little light in some other guns. I want you to consider these like pistol wad cutters, but they work in these guns too, the single pumps, and your Grizzly. So, all right, so there's other good pellets, let's say like RWS Hobby, but these are only $5, and you get 500 a 10, okay? So let's take a look at that. So I cocked my gun. I want to shoot a pellet, not a BB. I want to go for bottle cap accuracy, which is really good if you think about it for a youth rifle with no rifling. So then, okay, so let's go over that again. I have my gun full of Marksmans, but I want to shoot that pellet. I want to get bottle cap accuracy. Okay, so I come back and just stop right there. Okay, that's a beautiful shot. I come back just a little bit more. Okay, and then there we go. Okay, it's a good shot. And then load it up, and away we go. Now, okay, and then when I want to, okay, we're gonna be PETA friendly in this video. And then if I'm hunting a bottle, and I take my primary shot with that pellet, and then I want to close in for some finishing shots, I have those Marksman BBs, and away I go. Okay, now let's talk about how you do tricks with the Daisy 35, which is technically a different animal altogether. Okay, so let's talk about that. Okay, so for the Daisy 35, let's move on to the Daisy 35. You have more versatility, but like these little light pellets, these Econs and Plinkers aren't a good choice because there's too much airflow. It's too powerful. And so one of my favorite shooting doctors came up with long, slow pellets for these smooth bores, because you don't have the rifling, and you have to balance accuracy and power. And so it's like a shotgun slug. So the JSB Heavy, or Hades, which is a hollow point version, it's excellent. I use the same techniques in my Remington 1100. Now again, the the shooting doctor I learned this from, he uses even longer pellets. What I like about these, they're easy to load, and I'll demonstrate that. And they're 10 grains, so they're heavy, but they shoot in a straight line. I also like comparing it to blowguns and a blowgun dart. If you have any experience with that, the long darts tend to do better and hit harder. It's very similar, no rifling. Okay, so for the BBs, let's start with the BBs. The BBs is 3 pumps that will punch through the front of a soup can up to 15 yards. I know what that can do in the field. That makes it deadly. So, okay, so now this is a Daisy 35. You have a chamber seal. 3 pumps with Marksmans, 60 Marksmans in there. And, you know, it is deadly. It will punch through the front of a soup can, so it gives you more versatility than the single pumps. It depends on what you're looking for. Now, okay, so I want more accuracy, though. The JSB Heavy at 15 and 20 yards is going to give me better accuracy and be devastating on impact. Okay, so 6 pumps up to 15 yards. If you think it's at 20, go 7. And you have to balance. Remember, it's no rifling, so power and accuracy with a multi-pump with no rifling. So again, so let's take a look at how we do that. So then I carefully pull back. Oops, there. I carefully pull back. You hear that? That's engaging that valve stem. Look at the magnet, and then I just come back just a little bit more. Not too. There we go. And that's as far back as I need to go. The magnet can actually stick out a little bit. You're better off, as you practice, having that stick out a little bit so you don't catch the BB. And then we go ahead and put a JSB Heavy in there. The beautiful thing about these JSB Heavies is they load better. People complain about this loading port. I want to make a quick comment on that, on the Daisy guns. If you use JSB Heavies, because it's a cylinder and it's not a real long one, it loads in really, really nice. So I take my primary shot, we'll say at 15 yards on 6 pumps. It's going to devastate what I hit. And again, PETA friendly here. I'm hunting a bottle, and I hit that bottle, but I want to, you know, but the bottle's still in the game, and I got to close in. And so when I close in, what do I use? I use those Marksman BBs and pump it 3 times and close the distance to 10 yards or closer and go to town. 3 quick pumps with Marksman BBs with the power to punch through one side of a soup can. Okay, well, thank you, and that should make it a lot more enjoyable for your single pumps or your Daisy 35.